Autobots, transform!
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of George Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing Masters of the Universe Origin figures. I haven't reviewed a Master of the Universe figure in quite some time. I've just been trying to hammer out my Transformer videos, but today I'll be reviewing both He-Man and Battle Cat from the new Master of the Universe Origin retro line. So I'm going to take a look at He-Man and Battle Cat. I'm going to take a look at a few other previous He-Man figures. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. All right, I'm going to start with He-Man himself. We're going to take a look at the packaging. Here he is in the vintage style packaging with the red rock burst in the background. The Master of the Universe, got to pick up the camera. Master of the Universe logo there. He-Man, most powerful man in the universe. Modern posing retro play. There's He-Man. You can see a mini comic behind the guy. Mattel down there. His weapons and accessories back there. Let me spin the package. Oh, and it says new for 2020. 6 and up. Spin them around. There is some cool artwork of He-Man. Looks like he's turning Cringer into Battle Cat, maybe. I don't know. And at the top it says, with the mystical power sword, the mighty He-Man protects Eternia from the forces of evil. Includes comic book, and right here it says modernizing and celebrating the original 1980s Masters of the Universe action figure. Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest heroes as retro style figures or new action-packed battle positions. And it shows, like, you can put the sword in the hand. I don't think we need that instruction. It shows the heroic warriors that come in the line back in the day. Nothing further on the back of the box. Spin around. Now, I do not plan on. I'm a huge He-Man fan. I have a lot of the classics figures. Most of them. I want to say I got like 90% of those guys, except for some of the tougher outs like Shadow Weaver and Scareglow. I don't plan on collecting all these figures. So if you're trying to come back to my channel to see like each one that dropped, if you're new to my channel, I'm probably not gonna do it. I got a few. I got He-Man, Battle Cat, Skeletor, and Beastman. So those are coming. So without further conversation, I'm going to He-Man out of the packaging. Yeah. Absolutely not. Well, I'm just going to pull it off the bubble. And here is He-Man. See if I can get him stand right there. Nope. And here is the mini comic. Take a look at the mini comic briefly. There's some very modern artwork for He-Man being attacked by Shadow Beast. Brief look at inside. We see Snake Mountain, Beastman bowing down to Skeletor, Evelyn working on magic in the background right there. That's pretty cool artwork for Skeletor right there. We see Prince Adam, Beastman controlling the Shadow Beast, Teela getting down, Prince Adam running away to change by the power of Grayskull. I have the power. Shadow Beast going at it. Skeletor. Whoa, He-Man just hit him in the mouth for real, for real. Like he is going flying. Wow. And that is pretty cool. I guess they disappeared through a portal. And the back of the booklet. Very retro, very cool, very nice. I'm going to have to read this a little bit later. And now we come to He-Man. Pull He-Man out of the pack. And here is the figure. And man, somebody beat me to it. I was never, when they first showed the head, I was never a fan of the head. And somebody posted it and said, he looks just like Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like, yes, the head's a little bit wider, but yes. Dude! Looks just like him. Ordered a pizza to the classroom. And it actually came up with newer design weapons. They didn't go with the same vintage style weapons like they did in the As Seen on TV line. Here is the axe. No paint, no wash over it. Here's the shield, same colors and basic overall look, but it's done completely different. And here's his power sword, but it is a half a sword, so you'll have to merge it with Skeletor's sword. I was never a huge fan of that. So anyway, to He-Man. And man, he looks like the vintage figure. He looks a little bit more muscular. Guess it's because they had to break it up. So you have the articulation, and let's check out that articulation. His head 360s. I don't know what type of hinge is on, but it can look up, down, and he has some side to side play in there. Coming to his shoulders, it will fully 360 on whatever hinges in there. This is some new type of thing going on in there, or whatever. No ball joint there. Comes up about that far. His elbow bend, I think that's 90 degrees. He's so muscular, that's close enough to 90-degree elbow bend. Coming to his wrist, it rotates and it's on a hinge for the first time ever. Looks like the same little fat hand that he had back in the day. Open palm over here, closed fist over here. Same articulation from each side. And his waist rotates. Gone is the punching action. Coming to his legs down here, there are some ball joints in there. At the legs, gone is a rubber band. You can get them out this far from front to back. Because of the sculpt of the loincloth, you really can't get his legs out to the front or to the back that much. But the most range is going to be out to the side like that. And coming to his knee, they tried to hide it pretty well. It's pretty decent. He has a knee bend for the first time ever, but he really can't get it up because they kind of tried to play in the middle between the original posing sculpt and articulation. And he rotates at the boot cut right there. And then he has a hinge on his foot. And yep, there's a rocker in there. So He-Man from the 1980s is finally articulated. And man, the head just looks so big and so not cool. I really wasn't going to get it, but it's He-Man. And let's get to his power sword. Have a power sword. But yeah, that half. So I wish they had packaged both, and I'm pretty sure we're probably gonna get another version down the line, or with a different He-Man, because they probably gonna do battle armor and every version of He-Man there is. Here's his shield. I'm assuming it clips on to his forearm, and his hand slides through here. All right, that's close enough, and you got the shield on there, and like I say, with the legs being the way they are, you can't. Well, you can get a lot more than a vintage posing out of it, but not enough for my taste, I guess. But it's kind of cool right there. And we can switch out the axe for the sword, and the sword is a different silver plastic than the rest of this. I don't think that's paint, that's a silver plastic, which is cool. I like what they did right here. Kind of wish they did it to the axe and maybe left the shield and the harness different, and get his axe in his hand, and he's ready to do battle and decapitate Skeletor once and for all. Yeah, I said it. Okay, now let's give the figure one more once over. The head is done in two different plastic. It's done in his flesh tone plastic with white paint for the teeth and black painted eyes and eyebrows. And then the hair sculpt is a separate plastic, probably glued onto the top. The harness is a gray plastic with the cordite painted red, and it goes all the way to the back, unlike the vintage figure. I don't have the vintage figure to show you, and you can just place the power sword right there in its back. And let's check out the axe. I'm pretty sure it slides in there. You put the axe back there if you wanted to, and maybe even sort of kind of store the shield. Looks kind of goofy, but you can do that. The gauntlets are painted completely around, unlike the vintage one, in orange. And the belt has the same orange paint. I got a little bit of splotching right there, but it's no problem. It looks pretty good. I probably can scrape it off with my nail. And the boots. The boots have the little yellow fur at the top. Similar design to the old ones, but this isn't painted in. They didn't paint it in the little strap details of the boots. Thighs look very much like the vintage figure. He looks pretty cool. I'm just not a fan of this head sculpt. So I'm going to scoot him back real quick and get out my as seen on TV version. I don't have the straight up vintage version to compare this guy to, but here's my as seen on TV version, and man, this guy got the Hulk Hogan tan, boy. This is the reason why Super 7 stopped making figures, because Mattel got back in the stores, and they couldn't be competing against their own product, so they stopped making. Super 7 stopped making the classics and the retro style figures. Okay, I got these guys armed up, and I made this version stand up fully to show you the height difference of how it look when he's not squat like the vintage figure. So there's a little comparison on that note. So now I want to take off the armor and look at the straight up buck underneath. I think I might have to pop off his head. Does his head pop? Yep, head pops. And I just saw, I forgot his waist pops off. Take off the armor. Oh, gotta pop the waist to do that, huh? And they got a lot of miss and match play for this line, so you can create your own figure without being a master customizer, I guess. So that comes off, and let's reattach it and pop the head back on and take a look at that buck. Man, I wish I had I guess this is similar enough. I'm gonna look at that one, but I wish I had the vintage figure to take a look at it. Looks just like it. If my memory is not failing me. On the back it says 2020 Mattel, made in China. So this is what the figure looks like shirtless. Let's see if I think it comes loose at the leg. Yeah, you can do all type of stuff. And you probably could pull it loose right here at the thigh. I see the joint in there, but I'm not going to do that just in case it's a little rough to get back on there. And I'm really not sure about the arms, so I'm not going to pull on those either. I think the hands come out, maybe. Yeah, the hands come out interchangeable. And man, so many toy lines out here need to do that. He should have came with a different set. He should have came with like a pointing hand, a closed fist for punching, not just holding a sword. They could have did a few different things, but I know they're going to keep cranking out these figures, and we're going to keep seeing it. So let me get the armor off of this guy, and here we are. It looks very similar. It looks pretty much the same, actually. If it's not the same, they got it very, very close. The texture of the plastic, not just the color, the texture is different. But they got it very close if it's not the same. And here he is next to his classics counterpart, and I have him standing up as tall as I can get him. So this is the height difference in these two figures, and you can see all the other differences from skin tone, the sculpt design, and the updates to the different figures. And this is the reason why I got rid of my vintage collection. This is another reason why I'm not going to go back into, I already said it, but I'm not going to go back in and getting all of these guys. If they do a Castle Grayskull, I'll get it, and I'll get some of the vehicles. I actually passed, I saw Prince Adam in the Sky Sled a few times and passed on it, which was weird. I wonder why they packaged Prince Adam with the Sky Sled and not He-Man with Battle Cat. And with that, I want to transition into Battle Cat. So here is He-Man Steve Battle Cat. I got to pick up the camera to get it all in. Look at that cool artwork. Look how feral Battle Cat looks with the mask over there, the castle. And I'm trying to figure out who is that man in the cannon. It's some bearded guy with like little horns on his head. Like, who is that dude? I have no clue. I wonder if we will get that figure or guy. If anybody knows who that is, let me know, please. And it has Master of the Universe Battle Cat. It looks very much like the vintage box. Anyway, moving on. Look at the back artwork. Skeletor is double dead. Like, he got a hard enough time with He-Man, but Battle Cat, oh, he's double dead. He's gonna have to pull out some magic. This Castle Grayskull in the background, a different Castle Grayskull artwork, and looks like Tila or Green Goddess at the top with the beautiful sunset back there. The cannon being manned by no one. Castle Grayskull looks great, and it shows you can take off the armor, and it shows you articulate the figure. There's Prince Adam with the Sky Sled and the other words you can get right now. And look at the different languages they got on here. Man, this is why this figure is going to be everywhere. If you can't find them, don't worry about it, because look at all the countries and regions they're dropping this figure in. I don't think I've ever seen how you say Aramaic on a package ever before in my life. They dropping this figure everywhere. You can count on. If you don't have them right now, by the holiday season, I believe this figure will be everywhere. So let's get Battle Cat open and check him out. See if he's all he's cracked up to be. Nothing further in Battle Cat's box. I've often wondered when I saw this in the bright colors, was this the model Super 7 was going to use as their Filmation Battle Cat? Because he looks, these colors and the eyes, he looks very Filmation. And my legs feel kind of loose. I think I need to get them posed a little bit better. Legs feel a little loose. Alright, oh, I just realized this little, the paws don't articulate. That's the trouble I was having. I was trying to put the paws down. But here he is in a bright red armor. Like I said, it looks Filmation inspired. And the eyes are painted on the armor. And for some reason, these little notches appear to be painted or polished. They may be polished because the rest of this is like a matte plastic. And Battle Cat, man, the green tiger is always cool. Always. Very, very cool. Take a look at his paint job and the stripes. It could be a little bit better in some places. There is no striping on his tail for whatever odd reason. They was like, forget that. Molded in fur. All around Battle Cat. See his mouth. His mouth articulates, which is very cool. Nope. This thing doesn't stick on it too well, so I'm going to move it out of the way right now. Take a look at his eyes. Man, they kind of cheaped out on that. Look at that. Where are the whites of his eyes? Man, they really cheaped out on that. I guess they said we painted this. That's all you get. Most people are not taking it off anyway. Yeah, that is cool. I wish we had got some pink to the tongue in there. But I guess that's cool enough. Molded in ears. Tail is articulated. Might as well do articulation. All right, we went over the mouth. The head can look side to side. I don't know if it rotates. No, it won't. I guess when you turn it, it turns on its own kind of sideways. More so this way than that way. And he has a neck hinge in there, which is cool. I didn't expect that. I like that. I think this is done better than the Classics version as far as the neck hinge right here. And the front leg rotates at the shoulder. Get out this far. He has a hinge right here. It's a shame they didn't put anything in the paw or even paint the bottom. But I guess that's not what this line is about. And the back leg comes back this far, only comes up this far before it hits the sculpt. Has a bend at his knee. And again, nothing at the paw and the tail. 360s and up and down. I guess you get in a running pose. And watch, since I got the helmet off, I'm going to go ahead and take the armor off right now. Armor comes off. Here is the armor. Move that to the side. Here is the cat. I mean, it's sculpted a lot. I mean, like, man, they just took the vintage one and blew it up a little bit. He is larger. I don't have the vintage one to show you how much larger, but he is larger. Take my word for it. I know off memory. I was a huge Master of the Universe fan of the vintage line when I was a kid. I missed the fact that these actually rotate in and out. I was trying to move on to another segment in the review, but these actually rotate front and back, which is cool. Which is very cool. Alright, here are the two side by side. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's get He-Man off. See if we get a better look. Front. Side. Okay, I figure I might as well take the armor off so we can see the difference in the main body. Getting it in. Forgive the camera work. Doing my best here. And coming back to the front and the head. And these guys, this was a great sculpt, but man, the functionality of Battle Cat wasn't that great. Like I say, this is high as he can get his head up. And then it just stops. And this guy, this is perfect. This is perfect right here. And now I want to get He-Man on Battle Cat, of course. Sit him up here. I'll pick up the camera. He looks great. Looks awesome. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't plan on collecting this line, but you just gotta grab He-Man and Battle Cat. I mean, a sucker is born every minute for He-Man and Battle Cat. Such an iconic character and duo. These guys, they look great together. Always have. Wow. Yeah, I'm happy I got these. I was kind of hating on the line a little bit, like everybody was going nuts about it. I'm like, it's just not that serious. It's He-Man with articulation, which it is. But it's also He-Man is still very cool. The larger classic figures. Let's check out He-Man. See how he looks on Battle Cat, and it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look. It looks a little short distance from the helmet to here, But overall, it does not look bad. Okay, I want to give you my final thoughts on He-Man and Battle Cat Origins figure. They're so much better in hand. I've seen the reviews. It doesn't do it justice till you got them in hand. I mean, you just fall right back in love with these figures if you like me and you stop collecting them. So they're pretty cool. My only complaints about any of this is I don't like He-Man's head sculpt, and that's just what they chose. You know, it's not bad. It's not done bad. I just don't like what they chose. I don't like the fact that we didn't get a full power sword. Don't like that at all. And as far as Battle Cat, I no real complaints. I just wish they had done some paw articulation down here. Kind of don't mind about the paint. And I wish they had painted the eyes right here. I do mind about that. I wish they had painted the eyes right there. When you take it off or kind of pretend like he's Cringer like back in the day. And I just want to note the helmet. It could be done better. I don't think it's a real problem, but as far as sitting on his head, it's not really grabbing his head like I think it should or could. But that's about it. I do like these figures, and if you're a Master Universe fan and you're on the fence like I am or was, I do not plan on collecting all these simply because I have like 60 damn classic figures, and most of them in the box I've never opened. So I don't plan on like just getting every one of these guys I see. I picked up a few. But I do recommend it if you're on the fence about it. They are nice. They really are. So I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of George Reviews. The reviews where every toy has a story. Okay, real quick, I went and got an extra Marvel Legend fist. And it fits right into his socket. I mean, I swear, it's like, no, it's in there. It's like really, really in there. I'm trying to get it to hinge while it's in there. But it is actually in there. The only problem is his skin tone. The two different skin tones just don't match. I guess if you really want to, you can touch it up with some paint and have that closed fist. But I'm hoping they give us a closed fist down the line so we can He-Man, dun dun dun, He-Man.
Autobots, transform! Autobots, transform!